I know this thing just kicked off, so nobody's here. This would be a great time to do the introduction. Thanks for joining me on another Sunday Talking Tractors Live. It is early August, warm outside, to put it nicely. And I don't know, we've just got all sorts of fun stuff we're going to talk about today. And hopefully you guys brought some questions and all that good things. Hey, Everett, how's it going, my friend? Anyway, all right, we got the chat pulled up here, so we're good to go. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how things go, how many questions you guys have, and all that sort of stuff with what we get to. But I don't know. I just got some stuff I was going to show you. Thought maybe I'd even tear down a tractor while we were here. Hey, Chris. Some of you guys might know I did a while back. It's been a good little while. I did a row crop authentic Steiger and 350. And I turned it into a 400 to use for planting. And so I really need a second one for Dogtown, and I've got the tractor here. So I thought, if we kind of get through some of this and get a little lull or something, maybe I'll start pulling that tractor apart. It's been a few years since I've taken apart a 350 row crop, so that could be a challenge, actually. I don't know. So, hey, Randy. Yeah, it's been a few lives since I've got to see you on here. What's up, Scott? How are things out east? Hope everything's good. Chris is out east too. Hope you guys aren't as warm as we are here in the Midwest right now. I don't know. We're sitting somewhere with a heat index over 100 anyway, and it seems like we have been for several weeks now. It's been pretty brutal. I'm kind of over it a little bit, actually. So I'm actually not drinking my signature drink today. I don't have a Dr. Pepper. I've got a Gatorade Zero because I've been having some issues at work staying hydrated because I work outside most of the time, and anyway, it's been a thing. So I've been trying to really stay good and hydrated. So sucking down Gatorade Zero is not exactly my favorite thing in the world. But if it works, it works. So, Brady, how are you? We're doing good here. 82 feels like a 120. Yeah, that seems to be the case across a lot of the country right now. It's just crazy humid right now. So, one of the things I finished up this week, and these are super easy to put together. And I say finished up, I still got to put a steering wheel on it. I have to print the steering wheel. That's why I haven't yet. But you like the warm more than cold. So when it's hot, I always say to myself, I always prefer the cold. But then when it's cold, I always say, I always prefer the hot. So I don't know. I just don't like extreme weathers. I guess maybe I just like to complain. I'm not for sure, but that's the way it seems. It always goes for me. So. It's hot, but not that hot. Gotcha. So this is an 806 Farmall puller. This is from J&S Customs. I mean, it was their kits. But what's really cool about these kits is you pretty much got to paint them, put your wheels and decals on, do your detail paint, and you're good to go. And you can see, you get a pretty sweet little puller out of this thing. Anyway, just another one to add to the puller collection here. Kind of a nice, simple. They can give you the decals. I'm not the best at the world in putting decals on, but they give you even little decals for your front weights and stuff like that. So pretty cool. As far as the paint scheme, it's kind of up for interpretation. I like to paint my weight brackets black just to kind of do a little highlight there. Painted the console black, and then of course the cage and the roll bars and all that sort of stuff on this one black. So anyway, fun little custom there for sure. Brogan, how's it going? $80 all the way up there in the big city of Janesville. We'll be up in Janesville here in just a few months, as odd as that sounds. Janesville Toy Show's coming. It's, early December there, and I know it's all August, but it'll be here. Going to the national show in Dyersville first time this year. Is it easy enough to figure out how to get around? Yeah, sure, no problem. It's Dyersville's not a big town, and so yeah, you're gonna, your two main venues. You're gonna be at the high school there, which is right off the interstate, super easy to get to, and then the museum. And there's a parking lot there at the museum that's gonna have vendors in it. There'll be tents set up, trailers set up, all that sort of stuff. And then you'll probably also want to hit the antique mall there, and that's all right clustered together too. You can, I think they will probably still have stuff down at Commerce Park, which is more downtown Dyersville, and you can absolutely run down there if you want to. But it's still super easy to get to. But yeah, as far as like the main hub of the show, that's gonna be the school and the museum, and yeah, it's super easy to get there. And to get around to, and your first trip out there, you're gonna love it. I mean, you just will. It's awesome. Hey, what's up, Chase? Oh, nice. Got a mini display. That's awesome. Can't wait to see it there, Brady. That will be cool. I'm excited for that. 806. But yeah, close. It's an 806. Um, it is from J&S Customs. So if you search for them on the internet, you can get them. Their kits are pretty inexpensive, although they're sold out of quite a few right now, but I'm sure they'll restock soon. In fact, I was thinking about shooting them an email about getting a 1206 kit from them that they've got, but it's still sold out. Just see if they'd make some for me. Never know. But yeah, I agree. Thank you. I agree that that's a neat puller. Can't wait because you love combining corn. Yeah, it's coming. I mean, gosh, we're probably at least 6 weeks away from harvest here, if not a little bit longer, because the wet spring got us planting pretty late this year. So I would imagine that we will be certainly late September before we get started anyway. Any specific recommendations for paint for 3D printed tires? Yeah, so I like to get like a satin paint is what I prefer to use on my 3D printed tires. Let me see if I've got some here. It may be at my office. Clear. So this is actually, I guess this is a semi-gloss. Shiny, doesn't give you that super glossy, shiny finish. And so I always kind of prefer a semi-gloss or a satin. I have also used a flat black primer before, but I almost felt like it was too dull, if that makes any sense to you. But it did work pretty good. And I don't know if I may not have any. Yeah, I do. This may look glossy under the lights, but in person, this isn't super glossy. I think it's under my light that's going to have a little more shine to it than it really does. But here is that can I just showed you sprayed out on these tires. So just kind of get an idea there. Like I said, unfortunately, I think the lights are going to shine on. I've got a bunch of LED shop lights here that I use to light this up so that we can see, and I think it just kind of makes them a little shinier looking than maybe what they actually are. If we take this Polar, you can see these are a set of Chucky wheels and tires. So they're a little more of a dull finish, obviously, with the rubber. But this is pretty close compared to like a glossy finish, which if I hunted around, I'm sure I could find some tires with a glossy black finish on them too here. But because I've definitely done that before as far as paint goes. But yeah, I agree with a 3D printed tire. Something that's not glossy is definitely the way to go. Harvest is the best time of year. I agree. I love it when the combines are rolling. It's just the best. Been working on a 2388 IH for future display. Where would be a good place to get a detail kit for one? So 2388, you're probably looking at Moore's Farm Toys for a detail kit for that. I'm pretty sure they've got them. Actually, I know they do. I've used them before. But yeah, they're good. They'll be like a cast zinc kit, so they'll be good and sturdy and pretty easy to put together. What's up, Kyle? How are you doing today? Hey, what's up, other Kyle? We got two Kyles in here. That's awesome. Yeah, I hope that works out for you, Kyle. Like I said, that and you can get that at like pretty much anywhere. I mean that semi gloss is kind of available everywhere. So what's up, Eli? So this was a project. I don't know why I've been in a printing engine mood. That's upside down too. So this is actually the Cummins motor that comes in an 8960 John Deere, a real one. And so I thought I would like to make one for my 164 scale. But they've got all these weird induction pieces. I don't even know exactly what all of them do. I mean, obviously there's the filter and things like that. This was a real challenge for me to draw up because I am not good with the loft tool. So if you've got on Fusion, if you've got like something that's narrow and you're widening it out, some sort of ductwork or whatever like this, I'm terrible at it. And then connecting this thing here to this front end, which is like kind of the radiator area. That was a real chore to me. So anyway, I'm kind of excited to get that in the tractor. I've got it painted up. I do need to spray this bottom one more time, but yeah. Anyway, I thought I'd tell you guys that real quick too. That's definitely been a project. Oh, gonna put some corn on your layout, and got some pretty cool looking combo photos. That's awesome. I'm excited to see that for sure. This is an 806 puller, so you're close. It's a 6 series anyway, but yeah, it's a 806. I will sell the engines pretty eventually, hopefully by winter time. Um, One, I've got to actually kind of get it in there and make sure it looks good. And two, I've got to kind of get enough made where I can actually do that. Which obviously, technically 3D printing them is not that hard to do, but it kind of sometimes it is. As silly as that sounds. Local tractor pull at the end of the month. Nice. I just saw a pulling tractor today go through town. I'm not sure where he was headed, but he was on a trailer. He was an old. He was I don't know, older than an 806. How about that? He was a farmall, but he was older than an 806. And I don't know, he had modified side shields and everything, so I probably couldn't tell you exactly what number it was, but it was a old farmall anyway. It was cool. These I don't know if Brady's here. These are super cool. These were designed by my friend Brady for Dogtown here, so they're going to go into various spots on Dogtown, and I've got a couple other parts from him that are still going to come off the printer, but we'll see. It's going to be cool. I like those a lot. Still got to obviously do some detail painting and things like that on them, but I needed some cool desk, and Brady was able to come through with some really cool desk. I like the detail, especially the like the organizers and stuff on top. Super cool. There's going to be a virtual show. Yeah, we've got to do one at some point, don't we? It's super time consuming, and we just got so swamped last winter that it just wasn't going to happen. Um, there was just no way. So maybe we can. It would have to be wintertime, but yeah, maybe we can do one in the wintertime. I really want to do another one. It's just a pretty daunting task actually to go through all the photos and videos and all that. That took quite a bit of time um, to get that show kind of put together, and so, but I certainly want to do another one. It was fun. Have I thought of doing a 3D printed puller? So I have actually thought of that. Maybe in a week or two I can have one to show you. So I've been doing a 60/30 puller and a 66 International Series puller. So um, hopefully I'll have something to show you guys within a week or two. The designs are pretty well done for those. Um, in fact, I did pull some test prints on the International, but I haven't had time to do anything as far as paintwork or anything like that goes. And both of those, the reason I chose those two pullers was because someone asked me to do their pullers. So that's why I'm doing a John Deere 6030 and then a 66 series. So yeah, Colton. I mean, I think people think it's weird that I recommend people getting into 3D printing. They said, "Well, aren't you, kind of competing with yourself?" But I think the more of us that are doing this stuff, the better the hobby is. So, that's why I'm here, is to promote this hobby and keep it going and make it grow and like it is. I mean, this hobby is, I think, as strong as it's been in the last 20 years right now, and it's because of young guys like yourself and many of you in this chat who kind of picked up on the 3D printing, who picked up on modeling, who like building things, who like making displays, and things of that nature. So um, I encourage it, and learn to 3D design, and you can do that for free and easy because, well, as easy as 3D design is, because you've got YouTube for videos, you've got all sorts of cool programs like Tinkercad and Blender, and Fusion 360 has an educational license, and lots of things that will allow you to design for free, and you can watch the videos to learn. As far as a brand goes, so it's going to come down to what you want, resin versus filament. I really recommend your first printer being a filament printer, just because you can learn the basics of the um, you can learn the basics of printing, 3D printing, tweaking your 3D printer, all of that sort of thing, but without the mess of a resin 3D printer. So I would recommend that for sure. A filament printer, and then as far as that goes, there's tons of good ones out there. The Crealities are awesome. Uh, I don't know. There's tons of really good and fairly inexpensive 3D print. Are there 1/64 scale chickens? So Ertl made some 1/64 scale chickens that came with some of their play sets years ago, and I'm talking when I was young. Um, so the answer is sort of, but there's not a lot out there, to be honest with you. You can find them, but they're not easy to get a hold of necessarily. Um, so yeah, but they do exist. You might probably Josh Osborne at the 1/64 scale store is probably who I would try to get a hold of for 1/64 scale chickens. I feel like he might have some. So later this week, hoping to buy a propane forge. That's awesome, Kyle. Do you have a big DCV collection, or just what you have on? Just what I have on Dogtown. Um, I would love to have a bunch of DCPs because they're awesome. But just because I don't want to tie up a whole lot of budget in trucks that I'm not going to get to use on the display. I mainly have what I'm going to be able to use on the model farm. So yeah, so basically these Pete's pretty much, some custom trailers that I've done. I've got some hopper bottoms and things like that from DCP. That's pretty much the extent of my DCP. I do have a low boy or two for hauling, things like that. 5,600 plus be too much for one X9. I think you're. Oh, where's the chicken? Where'd you get that guy at?
They're in Josh's.
From Josh? Oh, okay. Well.
No, mine, Josh.
Oh, from the Ertl. Okay, so these are from the Ertl set, guys. Yeah. So my wife remembered that we actually had these. These come out of the Ertl set. This was her brother's, from her brother, her younger brother's Ertl play set. There you go. There's some chickens in the 1/64 scale. But like I said, I think Ertl's pretty much the only way you're getting those. So good find, hun. Hey, what's up, Tad? Hey, TNC Tractors. Everybody congratulate him. He is a proud new papa and excited about it. We're all excited because we got another farm toy family member now. So yeah, I know. I'm super excited for you guys. We're our farm toy family's growing, and it's awesome. Yeah, so everybody, big congratulations to Tad over at TNC Tractors, Toy Tractors. And if you do not subscribe to his channel, you got to, because he does great reviews. Okay, back to would 5,600 be too much for one X9 combine? So probably would be. I think so. It would be a lot. Now, not that it couldn't be done, because it could be, but I think you'd probably want to run two combines in that situation. I'm thinking. The Prusa Mini. Yeah, I was trying to think of the other. Yeah, the Prusa Mini would be the other. But yeah, I think the Ender 3 is very budget conscious, and maybe even more so important than that. There's just gobs and gobs of information out there on them for if something goes wrong or if something's not printing the way you want it to print like. There's videos on that. So I think that's what's super cool. Real quick, kind of between questions and comments, I was asked last week if I would do a video on how to put duals on a tractor, rear duals. So yes, this will be live. This video will be live tomorrow evening around, I think, 5 o'clock is when I got it scheduled for. And I show everybody how to put duals on this John Deere 30 Series tractor. So. Now, 3 of the 60 series 4-wheel drive one. That's nice. That's pretty sweet. I absolutely have the 3D printed skid steer loader trailer. In fact, it was just in an update video on Dogtown Farms last week. I used it to haul in a lawnmower and some new shop items for Dogtown. So yeah, I absolutely have that trailer. I'll definitely be keeping that thing around for sure. Oh, a pipeline truck would be cool. You know, I don't have any campers. That's one thing it would be cool to have, is to get just a camper, to have parked somewhere on the display. That'd be super cool. Wish we could get more utility tractors. Me too. Me too, Randy. We definitely need utility tractors in the farm toy world. All right, well, I'm just gonna open this guy up. What the heck? Let's I don't know. Like I said, might be able to take him apart here, or at least start. What's the hardest thing to build? For me, buildings are the hardest thing to build, actually. I just don't feel like I'm very good at them. Everything else is, reasonably straightforward. And the really cool thing about, I mean, you can for buildings even, but, if you do your driveway, for example, and you decide you maybe aren't a fan of it, you can take it up and redo it. Or add to it, or change colors, or whatever. And so, buildings are always the hardest for me, which is why I typically have somebody else build my buildings for me. Now, I've built some of my buildings for sure, but I kind of prefer, they look a lot better if I don't build them. But how long did it take it? Oh, I mean, like, if I'm realistic, I could sit down and knock out Dogtown in probably a week or two, if I really just wanted to sit down and plow through it. But I like to tinker here a little bit, tinker there a little bit. Go build some tractors on the side, come back to it later, all that sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, Dogtown's taken a while, as you guys know that have been watching. But I think it's worth it. I think it's half the fun. Once it's done, I'm usually probably ready to build another one. So I'm in no hurry to get it done, because I really do want to finish it and do a storyline with it for quite a while, several years maybe, or something along those lines. So I like to build tractor dealership displays. I always enjoy seeing tractor dealership displays. Oh yeah, we will do. There will be a Dogtown car show. Pretty quick. Let's say. I don't want to necessarily spoil it, because it's gonna be in one of my update videos. pretty quick here. So yes, but definitely that Charger is going to be at the Dogtown Car Show. So I think a fifth hitch pull behind camper would be sweet. I think that would be really cool. I'm actually surprised they haven't done that. All right, I got that guy all pulled apart. Depends on what tractor you want there, Brogan. Just depends on what tractor and time frame and all that fun stuff. All right, so step one. Oh gosh, it's been a while since I've taken one of these apart. Step one is remember how to take these apart. Seems like, well, this may already be a failure. Oh, I remember how. Darn it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to take this apart live. Sorry. There's some drill pressing that needs to be done. So the step one is they've got these caps up under here to hide their screws, and you pretty much have to drill those out. So, and then you got to pop these off, and I do want to increase the ride height. I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but these are like low riders, and that is the incorrect ride height for a quad track for sure. So, great question. So you almost have to scratch build a house. You know, we do have a Dogtown house that we're selling, but we'll have some up at Janesville for sure. But I mean, you almost have to scratch build a house if you don't want Ertl. I would love to see that. A demonstration day would be an awesome. That would be a really cool display for sure. I always wanted to, but I never. I'm never going to get around to it. It's just too much to do. I always wanted to do a farm progress show display. So you basically, set up a farm progress show. I always thought that'd be really cool to show up at National with one of those, but I just don't see ever having the time to do that. Maybe someday when I'm retired, I don't know. So the idea here is I want to turn this into this. This was built years ago. I actually need to paint my globe. It needs dusted, something terrible. Right now, it is dusty. You can probably see the dust flying off that thing out of the cracks and crevices. I like how my neighbor decided to mow as I was doing a live video. He's like, "Oh, I bet Jason's live. Let's go mow outside his window." I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but it's kind of annoying to me. Yeah, that's true. At least he didn't do it at 8 o'clock this morning. So yeah, if you're wondering how I dust my tractors, you just take a small paintbrush, a hair paint, a decently nice hair paintbrush, or you can use a makeup brush. And you can dust your tractors off and make them look nice. Well, at least gets most of the dust off of them. Ooh, you got dust inside the cab. And yes, I did put the engine back in there, so it does still hood open and all that sort of thing. There, it's not perfect, but it's better. Oh, tracks on a log skidder. That'll be cool. Can I ask a question? Absolutely, you can ask a question. So my spray trailer I actually made. So this is a DCP flatbed, and I ended up cutting it down, um, and I used the section I cut off to make uh, kind of like a tandem trailer, I guess, or a I don't know, a flatbed semi spray tender, I guess would be the best way to put it, which I don't have with me right now, unfortunately. Um, anyway, the rest of it are just pieces that we have that you can get from us. So our poly tank here, this is our cone separator, a couple toolboxes just because you never know. Nice looking water tank. This is from JHR Farms, Custom Farms, and then our little pump generator thing there. And then these lines are just red Kynar, which is essentially this stuff. And this is 28 gauge, and it works really good for spray lines. Yeah, so I should have done it more, and I may yet, but yeah, these you've got to lift. I mean, they're low riders from Ertl, and that isn't right. They just don't look right. So yeah, you've just got to basically give them a little bit of a lift to make those look good, I think. This one needs more though, for sure. How many farm show editions do you have? I have every 64th John Deere Farm Show edition that's not a chaser. I have a few of the chasers, but I don't have much of them. I'm going to say most of the Case IH ones, and then a few of the others, like a few of the New Holland, a few of the others throughout the years, Agcos or whatever. But I think I have all the John Deere except for some of the chasers. This, in case you're wondering if you can see this guy back here without the front wheels, I was using it to do a little demonstration on that guy there. Like I said, there is a video coming tomorrow in the evening about how to put duals on one of those tractors. So got the new Chase quad at the local toy show. Very nice. Might get a Big Bud 747 for Christmas if they do a sale on any of the websites. Yeah, you never know. It's always worth keeping an eye out, especially especially around the Black Friday area, because there are sometimes pretty decent farm toy deals on some of the websites. So I want to make more 1/32 four-wheel drive track. The 1/32 scale needs attention for sure. There's a lot of potential there. Ugh, excuse me, I'm yawning like crazy. There's a lot of potential there in the 1/32 scale. They already come pretty nicely detailed, as you know. Prestige John Deere tractors, nice. Those are awesome. Yeah, these are authentic Case tractors. Of course, they don't make those anymore, unfortunately. But you never know. Maybe we'll see another one someday. I doubt it, but. Oh, Oliver, you're pretty much going to have to scratch build Oliver. They're pretty hard to get a hold of. And any implement that you see in Oliver has probably been scratch built. Excuse me. Gosh, it's hot down here. I'm yawning because it's hot, I think. Or I just could be tired. Made an Oliver running gear once. Nice. Oh yeah, cheap 164 scale. Absolutely. Go to a farm toy show. There's always guys that have bargain bins, or you just never know what kind of deal you're going to find. But yeah, absolutely. If you can make it to a farm toy show, That is the place for sure. Who does custom old iron combines? Oh, that's a good question, and I don't know the answer to that. Yeah, they. You know what they do, Eli? They do have a Moline planter. Uh, yeah, Jeff up there at Farm Factor 3D does have one of those. That's for sure. I'm just making some room here. I don't know what I'm going to get out and play with next, but we'll get out something. How many muscle tractors do I have? Oh, I've got quite a few. I like muscle tractors. It's definitely one of my favorite, um, for sure. I have one of your kits and it worked like a charm. Great. I'd like to hear that. State of farm toy prices. Great question. Dealer price versus eBay cost, etc., etc. So obviously eBay costs are they're kind of getting carried away. I mean that's just the nicest way to put that. They're getting the fees are getting crazy on eBay. Let's put this backwards. There we go. That's nice. I like it. That's sweet. Um, yeah. So um, there's obviously still a really healthy amount of toys on eBay. So it's not that it's hurt that so much, but it definitely used to be easier to find a bargain on eBay. Um, a lot easier, I think. And now, not so much anymore. It seems like, although they're still out there. I think a lot of the problem, I don't want to say problem, but a lot of it is um, a lot of the kind of interesting and rarer and more unique stuff is going to big auctions now, like a Gerard auction or something like that, because the prices at those auctions are kind of insane right now, or at least have been. It'll be interesting to see what happens this fall and winter season. But yeah, I don't know. Dealer prices on new in the box toys, just for reference, has increased about 19% in the last year. Just so all of you guys kind of got a baseline of what dealers are dealing with. I know for sure Ertl is like straight 19% across the board. And then I think most dealers have tried to stay at least consistent with their profit margins. So unfortunately, what used to be a $30 tractor is now a 35 or almost $40 tractor. But it's just kind of the way it is right now. I doubt we see a decrease in farm toy prices, but you never know. To have a case, I do. Yes, I do have one of those. It's at my office though. But yeah, I do have one of the Spirit of 76 sets. Lots are the best bargains on eBay for sure. Yeah. Yeah, that is there's no doubt about that. That's always the best place to get some deals when it comes to eBay. Do I have a gleaner combine? All my gleaners are at my office at work, but I can do a video on those one of these days. Looking for a Gleaner A and a Case 600. Yeah. I'll have to. I would like to get some. I would like to get like an old Gleaner L or something like that. I would love to get a classic Gleaner combine, just to have somewhere in the collection. And I know they're out there. C&D Models made some. Tim Holker's got some Gleaner L kits, I believe. So. Kyle, the white planter, currently getting hydraulic lines run on it on the workbench. So maybe for next week's Dogtown update, we can see a return of the white planter. So I kind of got it together, took some pictures with the Case IH tractor, and then decided that I was going to run. I'm running the liquid fertilizer lines from those tanks to each row unit, and then I'm also running the hydraulic line so that it'll fold. Look, so it looks like it'll have the lines to fold. So it's gonna look pretty sweet. Yeah, I'm kind of curious what I'm kind of curious when we get to the fall season, especially national and beyond, what the Wagners look like. Um, as far as pricing goes, because sales have been really strong, and I'm sold out of Wagners. I've just got the set I kept for myself. Sales were very strong on those Wagners, and even at the $1,000 price tag for the set that a lot of dealers were asking and getting, and I heard of people selling them. I think the highest I heard one selling for was like 1,200. I'm not saying like asking for, I'm saying actually sold for was around 1,200. But that's hard to gauge because a lot of guys broke those sets up, took the 64th out, sold those separately, just sold the 16th, whatever. Um, so I don't know. I don't know what the real market is on those right now. And I'm, now that they've been out and we're through most of the summer season, so those tractors have been on the market for a few months now. I'm really curious to see when we get to the bigger shows, when we get to national, and like I said, and beyond, where those end up in price. Kind of where's that settling point. Um, there's a part of me that says that there's still room for those to go up, but there's part of me that says I think there's a lot more of those out there than people realize, and so I don't know. I just don't know for sure. I think if I wanted one, if I didn't have one, if I'm just somebody and I'm looking to pick up a set of those Wagners, I'd do it now. I think I'd take that chance that we're kind of in the sweet spot right now and get one, get a set. But and they're cool, they're worth it, and I'm sure down the road they're going to be sought after. So have I tried making the tracks thicker on the quad tracks in the back? You know, I don't know that I know how to design tracks very well. I kind of would like to do. I would actually like some different size tracks for these row crops, but I don't know if that's in the scope of my ability or not right now. So I had a certain someone wants decals with their T66 kit, and basically I'm not sure I want to give those out to anyone. What do you think I should do? I don't have any design yet either. If you don't want to let those go, I wouldn't. Sometimes you just got to keep stuff for yourself, Kyle. That's my thought on that. I've got stuff that I've built and I know I could probably sell, but nobody else is. I want to have that thing for me, and so I get it. Totally understand when that's the case. So yeah. And here's the cool thing about that. Down the road, if you decide, you know what, I think it's time to sell some of these, you can still do that. It's not like you got to do it right away. So I need to sell my whole collection. There's a lot of guys out there that'll buy it, that's for sure. Yeah, Eli, I tend to agree with you. I think the WAs will end up being like the 747s. I really do think that's the future on those. But I also don't want to be the guy here making these big bold predictions and then everybody hanging on to their WAs and then down the road the prices tank on them. But I really, that's my hunch, is that 10 years, 15 years from now, it's going to be the same situation as the 747. I just think those tractors are unique enough, they're detailed enough, um, that I think they've got big collector potential. And it's one of those things, like, I know this is like the most unscientific way to gauge anything ever, but when I'm at a show, I like to kind of, when I'm talking to people, just to see what people are talking about, what they're buzzing about, what they're saying. And one of the things, like, a lot of people are talking about those, like when we had them on our tables at the shows, they got a ton of conversation, but people would be like, "Oh, I just can't do that price or whatever," which of course I understand. But that tells me that there's demand for them out there. And someday, younger guys or maybe older guys, the kids will move out or whatever, and they'll have a little extra money, and then they may go looking for those tractors. So it's one of those things. It's predicting. It's like almost like the stock market or whatever. Well, it's probably a little less scientific than the stock market even, but I wouldn't want to be sitting on 100 of those babies right now. But if you had some held back and thinking that down the road you're gonna flip them for a decent profit, I don't think you're gonna get hurt. I know quite a few dealers that said they were going to get some and hang on to some, but then they ended up selling them because it was so hot. The item was so hot, they ended up selling them. So, how about a 1/16th Case IH Stagger 9190? That's one of my dream tractors for sure. Why is the 1/16th market so crazy? Is the question that I have been asking myself for well over a year now, or a little longer. Yeah, I mean, I think boomers, is not the incorrect answer there. Um, it's it's it, there are the baby boomers are retiring right now, so they've got some money, and I think they're what you do when you get older and you have free time and money. You're kind of filling your dreams a little bit. It's the same reason the muscle car market is so crazy. Because they're buying those cars they wanted when they were younger that they either had and got rid of or never could afford at the time, and now they can. Um, where I think the same thing is happening with tractors, and you can almost kind of see it uh, as a wave. If you go back 20 plus years, the tractors were like the John Deere two-cylinder tractors. Those were the things that were good money. The 70s, the A's, the 830s, things like that. And it's just kind of this wave. Now we're kind of into the muscle tractors, and that's what's super popular, and the four-wheel drives and things like that. And we'll just see where it goes, but um, it's gonna be it's gonna be cool either way. Well, yeah, been asking myself that question too. There are some tractors where it's like, why did you pay that for that? Like there was the Ford FW four-wheel drive that Ertl did as a Prestige several years ago. Um, could have been had for under $100 back when it came out. Now, they're up a little bit, $200-300. Well, one sold at auction last spring for like 2 grand, and so the question is why. And I want to be optimistic and just say, well, two guys really wanted it really bad. But I kind of feel like, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I feel like it's money laundering or something going on. I don't know why you would overpay that much for a tractor that you can find and pay significantly less for. I don't know. And as Kyle's saying, absolutely, please join up the For the Love of Tractors Discord server. We just talk tractors over there, guys. That's what we do. We show off pictures of tractors, talk tractors, all that fun stuff over there. It's good, clean fun. It's for all ages. Nobody's gonna knock you if you post something. If you're a beginner and you post your first custom, and it's not a John Schomburg awesome custom. Nobody's gonna care. We're all gonna be supportive, and we just help each other out and have fun. And we just love tractors over there. So you can do tractors. We've got a model cars section. We've got a construction section, a display section. So hop on over to Discord and just join us and have fun if you're not over there already, because we would love to have you. I don't think I've ever put $100 in any tractor. I definitely can't say that. But I'm not right, so you got to keep that in mind. FW60 just sold on eBay for 750 this week. Yeah, I mean, woo, that's crazy. And I would love to have some of those because they make awesome customs, but I'm not going to drop that kind of money then drop another couple $100 to customize one. That's just no. Yeah, true. 1/16 scale. A lot cheaper to maintain than a real one. So there's definitely an advantage to that. Have you ever done any custom work to an Ertl bulldozer? I've done a couple days ago roll cage on a D9 using a sheetrock tape from. Oh, that's an awesome idea, by the way. That sheetrock tape is a great idea, Chase. That's super cool. Right, Kyle? Any new grain carts coming out? Yep. Yep, there are. Um, I can't tell you what, but I'll give you a hint. It's really big. Picked up a Ferguson cultivator and an 1100 sickle mower. Cool. Had an X9 header brake on me last week. Think I'm gonna glue it back together. Yeah, absolutely. Just be careful with your glue. You know, glue sparingly, but absolutely. Just try to fix it the best you can. That's the best thing you can do. I have fixed many a farm toy over the year, especially when I was younger. Holy cow, Demco 2222. I bet that thing was massive. What is my wife laughing at over there? Oh, your nephew. Okay. Well, he's my nephew too. Our nephew. So I'm trying to turn a 620 into something more of a authentic looking. So I made my own rear end, and I actually, no offense to Ertl, I actually like mine better than I like Ertl's. But Ertl has to make theirs so that it's chunky and safe and all that sort of thing. I don't. Yeah, you'll notice I'm not gonna say how much I've spent on a 1/16th tractor. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. My wife can hear me, so it'd be best not to. Oh, that's cool. Brings exclusively tandem tractors. That's really cool. Here's my thoughts on spending, a pretty penny on farm toys, construction toys, whatever it is. Yeah, exactly, Chris. um, oh, hey Malachi, absolutely. Are you gonna come over again? I hope you do. But yes, we will. We're 100% coming to Richmond again. You bet. Um, I'm excited. Love that show. My thoughts. So here's my thoughts on farm toys. Now, like I really do, I don't spend recklessly. I think it's important to save and invest money and make sure you've got emergency funds and you're taking care of life first. But with that said, once you've got all that sort of thing taken care of, um, I don't think it's a if you buy okay, let's say I bought all right, I want this authentic tractor, right? Whatever this is going for these days, 35, $40, probably more than that. I bought this years ago. But what my thought always is, let's say things really hit the fan here. Maybe I get really sick, or maybe we have a disaster and we need some money. You can always sell this guy. That's what you got to keep in mind. And you can probably get back what you got out in him, if not more. So I don't get too concerned for the most part if I'm buying a tractor that maybe is a little bit pricey or something like that, as long as it's something I'm really interested in, really want. I just try not to get too hung up on it, because like I said, that's value sitting there, and you can always move it if you need to. So, are you going to sell any of your tractors? Yeah, sure. I sell tractors um, fairly often. I mean, we take them to shows and sell. I will put them on the website every once in a while. I guess if you guys haven't noticed, I haven't been updating the website too much here lately. A couple reasons. One, just been swamped with life right now. Two, the shipping situation through like UPS or whatever is still kind of sketchy, and so I just don't. Um, I I just don't. I hate somebody like ordering something from me and then it takes like 2 weeks for them to get it, or even longer sometimes. Like that makes me feel bad. I don't ever want to do that to somebody. Um, and so anyway, come winter time or when things get colder and I get more time, I'll update the website again. I'll definitely have some new customs on there and things of that nature. Fortunately, Dad had to sell half our collection. Yeah, I mean, I can absolutely see a case where that happens. I totally understand it, but it's again that value's there. So I don't feel like you really hurt anything as far as your collection or whatever, or your finances when you've still got that sort of store of value that you can cash out if you need to. At least UPS is better than FedEx. We agree on that, Ducky. We definitely agree on that. Swamped by my wife. No, I didn't say that. I need to use my Facebook. We have For the Love of Tractors on Facebook, obviously. I need to use that Facebook page more efficiently. And I'll be the first to admit that I'm not particularly great at keeping that Facebook page up to date. And I've just got so many irons in the fire. But yeah, I need to start. I do that more. Now I do try to keep Instagram updated a little more often. I'm a little better over there than it seems like on Facebook. And I like I'll just be honest, I kind of avoid Facebook a little bit because everything is so negative over there all the time. And I don't know. I'm not that's just not my thing. I like to I like to have fun, talk tractors and all that stuff. I don't everybody seems to want to talk politics or whatever the latest outrage is, and I just don't care about that stuff, to be honest with you. Um, I just like tractors. So that's kind of why I almost stick to Instagram, because I don't really have to deal with any of that other stuff. I can just look at tractors. So I would imagine that your toy buying power has shrunk a little bit there, Tad, but I think it's worth it. And I know it's worth it. Um, yeah, it's gonna be yeah. I mean, it'll be awesome, and then just think you guys down the road, you can do this together. So um, yeah, that'll be cool. I was gonna get my one of my combines out here and get him kind of dusted off, and I've got a header. These big headers, these big 16 rows. At some point, when I get them sorted out, my buddy Dave Holman over at Heartland Customs, he is gonna have some of these headers that he'll be throwing on some of the combines he makes, and I think I'll probably sell some separate too. Um, but he's just waiting on me to get them right. And and again, and he understands. He's a super guy. I'm not a professional designer. I just do this for fun. Maybe someday I can make a living doing it. I doubt it, but anyway, I was gonna throw this header. It's still in 3 sections, but I'm gonna throw it up here on this combine real quick. So so this is Dogtown 9240. Oh my gosh, half the box has gone through. That's crazy. Still wondering. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We've gotta figure out what the new grain cart's gonna end up being over here on Dogtown. Like I said, I know there's some neat stuff coming. So here's the big header for this 9240 case IH. I got to get the pins put in it so it'll actually fold up. But anyway, I think it looks pretty cool. I don't know. You guys tell me what you all think. Oh, your day has not been great. 90 degrees, power's out from mainline. Oh, I hate to hear that. Yeah, that's not cool. Yeah, Facebook has all those groups, and it's hard to keep up. And yeah, Malachi, I don't know if you heard me earlier, definitely selling at Richmond again. Can't wait. Should have put a loader on a Panther CP1000 with duals or trips or singles. I don't know. That'd be awesome. I'd probably dual it and do a loader. That would be super cool. You know what? We have not talked about the new Vermeers from SpecCast. I haven't got my hands on one yet. I need to get one for review purposes. I guess I ought to call up my buddy Brian over at B&B Farm Toys and see if he can't get me one sent out. But yeah, they look nice. I'm excited to get my hands on the new Vermeer. Yeah, canned air is definitely something I need to invest in, huh? Do I have any DB 120s? I got rid of my 120s. I have a couple DB 90s. I don't know if I've even got any here. These might even not even be 90s now that I'm thinking about it. I've got a 90 on the shelf, I know. Well, oh, actually, I've got an early riser here, which is obviously not a DB, uh, but we've got the early riser that will be running on Dogtown, and then the other one, I'm actually going to be running a white planter as well, and we'll do a full debut on that one pretty quick here, because it is rapidly getting finished. If you were here earlier, I'm actually running all the lines, hydraulic lines, and fertilizer lines on it right now. So yeah, this is not a good time for an outage because it. You're right, it's roasting. Dual with a loader, yeah, I would think a dual with a loader would be super cool. All right, Bryce, thanks for stopping by, bud. Appreciate it. Is John Deere coming out with some really good models in 2023? Um, Rumor has it, yeah. Believe it or not, I actually probably won't get any info on any new John Deere stuff until a little bit later in the year for 2023. And I don't get, it's not like Ertl or John Deere or anybody calls me up and's like, hey, this is what we're coming out with. It's kind of all back channel stuff. It's through friends and friends of friends and things like that that I hear stuff, which is kind of, I don't want to say odd, and I don't want to sound goofy here, but I mean, I do write for the Toy Farmer. You almost would think I would get some inside scoop on stuff like that, but I rarely do anyway. But yeah, there's going to be some neat stuff coming um, for 2023 for sure. I was trying to think. I don't think I can tell you, but there's some cool stuff for sure. Tips for you what to use on building sheds. Yeah, so I would use balsa wood for my rafters and my studs and all that stuff. Super cheap, super easy to cut. And then you can get styrene sheets that look like siding, which is what this is. Hobby Lobby, any train store probably is going to carry it, things like that. So absolutely, uh, those are the key materials to building you a shed. And honestly, all you're going to need is like a hobby knife to cut those, to cut the balsa wood, to cut the styrene, and then you can glue it all together with pretty much any glue you want. So, what do I use for water on my display? So, I use a product from Woodland Scenics. It's just called Realistic Water. That's pretty easy to use. You can also, if you've got some time, you can use polyurethane and you can just build up layers of polyurethane, and it will. If you do enough layers, it will look like a stream. So there are some great videos on YouTube, none by me, but there are some great videos on YouTube on how to make streams and lakes and things like that on a display. Highly recommend you check them out because the guys over there do it way better than I do it. So. Just hope in your lifetime they come out with a 64th 4020 Prestige. Well, they certainly love their 4020s, so you just never know with them. Did I finish the Landau? The Landau is done, yeah. And awesome. So I'm excited for that Landau to get it out in the field. It'll be cool. You can use, yes, I've seen soda cans used for tin. Yeah, you bet. Where do you get all the realistic tractors from? So for the most part, you gotta customize them yourself. Now these are authentic tractors from Ertl. This didn't come this way. I painted it green. But as far as the details go, I have done nothing to detail either of these two tractors. They came like that. Uh, they look awesome. This combine is a custom. This was built by Brad McPherson, auction for a fella in the farm toy world that had an accident, and they were trying to raise money for his family. So that's where that came from. Now this I've done some custom work too. This has got a 3D printed hitch, drawbar, all that sort of thing on there. The light bar is just scratch built, as are the lights, mirrors, flashers, and all that sort of thing. So pretty much you can do them yourself. I have going to be held now. Thanks for the. Okay, Kyle, I'll chat with you later. Thanks for stopping by, bud. Appreciate it. Um, I've got a video, I've mentioned it already, coming out on how to put duals on this tractor right here. I actually swapped the tires that were on there, and I show you how to do that in a video. It's a pretty straightforward process. I also have other videos here on the YouTube channel talking about how to make flashers, how to make handrails, how to make things like that. And I really want to continue with that series and just show you guys more and more on how to build, nicely detailed tractors yourselves. So that's my goal with all this. I just want this hobby to grow and flourish like it is, and just keep going. And you guys are all super talented, and I know you guys can do all this stuff really well. So. Oh, apparently I'm 5 minutes past go time here. We actually got to go. We've got to go do some work. So we've got to do some school stuff. My wife starts school up in a week, and we've got to go move some things for her room. So um, anyway, that's kind of where we're. Can we see what's in the shed? Absolutely. I tell you what, that's what we'll do. We'll end with a quick shed tour. It's a little messy right now, but I'm slowly getting it detailed. I'm slowly getting it there. So bear with me, because this is not pretty. But so over here, this is where our spray tender is. You can see I run the trailer right up under the spray tender there to get them both. And then we've got a couple fertilizer boxes here. I was just kind of measuring up with those actually, but I've got some racking and stuff I'm going to put in there. You can see we've got some shelves in the background with some semi-tires. We've got some toolboxes. We've got welders. We've got things like that going on back there. We've got one of our tender trucks here, Dogtown Ag. And then I'll probably get that header out of there at some point. I'm just kind of keeping it there for safekeeping right now. And then the NH3 bar with some more tires in the background. And then this area is in desperate need of detailing, and I'll get there. I've just got a bunch of tools and things like that to put in there. There's going to be a metal shop up under there and all sorts of things like that, and I've got some of those. So that's just kind of what's going on with Dogtown Ag right now. I did not build this shed. This shed actually came from Pierce, and I believe Nate from Nate's Farm Toys built that for him. So all right, well, I guess I better get going, guys. We'll do this obviously again. I'm trying to do these fairly regularly. So, like I said, tomorrow video on how to put duals on a tractor. Check that out. I think you guys will enjoy that, or at least I hope you will. And until next time, guys, have yourselves an awesome day. Happy tractor hunting.